Hey, Mystic family! Welcome back to a very special list of life called the Retail Roller Coaster. Now, I have 20 things for this list, but they're a little bit long, so I'm gonna do this one in two parts. And this way, if for some reason I come up with more, or if you guys have ones that I missed after the 20 that I have, then I can make a part 3. So, without further ado. Now, if you're like me, you do regular, weekly, or sometimes daily shopping at the grocery store. This is mostly meant for grocery stores, but it can apply to basically any retail establishment. Or maybe you even work at one. And as you know, there are plenty of instances where you counter some pleasant and some not so pleasant things in the process. This is basically tips, tricks, and kind of etiquette for retail shopping. So for number 1, it's called check your funds. Meaning, before you go anywhere, check your account balances, make sure you can afford it, make sure you have the money in there. Because there's nothing more inconvenient than being stuck behind someone in a checkout lane whose card gets declined because for some reason they don't have the money. Plus, if that happens to you, there may be someone in line behind you that needs to be somewhere at a certain time and you're just holding them up. Not only that, if you are short on money, you literally just wasted gas to get to the store. Number 2, saving money. Now, I could probably easily do an entire list just for this, if anyone ever wants me to, but I'll just throw out a couple. So if you like to save money as much as possible, sometimes the store brand is the best option. Not always. Sometimes store brand tastes better even than the name brand, or just as good. Obviously there's some exceptions, like with me, if I'm getting ketchup, it's gotta be Heinz. I don't like anything else. I've tried other ketchups and I'm just like, no. Only Heinz. Also, if you do have extra time on your hands, there's no harm in clipping coupons. Just make sure that you put the ones that you're planning to use for that trip together where you can easily access it. That way you're not taking forever trying to find them when you actually get to the checkout lane, because that just holds up other customers. Number 3, and this is one I kind of came up on my own, because when somebody asks a lot of, where's this, where's that, where's this, where's that, it is extremely annoying to the associates. So for number 3, I have tour the store. If you're new to the area and the store, and will possibly be there for a while, or moving there for that matter, take a tour of the store ahead of time. Walk up and down each aisle so you can just get a quick glimpse of just about where everything is. This way you know ahead of time where your necessities are. Then you're not, like I said, stuck hunting for something or constantly bothering associates who are trying to get their work done where stuff is, when you actually are ready to do shopping. Number 4. This happens a lot. Please don't bring, and there's a few things. Do not bring your sick germs into the store if you can help it. This is how most people get sick, especially employees who are paid to make sure you get what you need each trip, and most retail companies are not very understanding about employees calling off for sicknesses. So if you can get someone in the house to shop for you, just make sure you make them a list and they know where the stuff is. Also, if you have children, please understand they're your responsibility and not for associates in the store to look after or deal with. Unless, for some crazy reason, the store has an employee-run play place, which, yeah, I've heard of that. I don't know how long those last, but it's also rude to let your kids run around the store and tear apart things just because they're bored. Get them a handheld gaming device. Get them a Game Boy or something. Or let them play games on your phone and sit in a cart to keep them occupied while you're shopping. Because I'll tell you what, not just employees, but to other customers, there is nothing more annoying than hearing a whining or screaming child almost halfway across the store for whatever possible reason. It's just like, no. Bring them something to do. Or even like, I don't know, bring a drawing tablet or something for them to doodle in. I don't know. If you gotta go cheap. Number 5, always bring a list of what you need. One of the best ways to make a list, whether you write it out on a notepad or put it in the memo little app feature on your phone, because I'm pretty sure all smartphones have that, and I use mine for more than just my grocery list. I use it for my videos to plan them out. Go through the parts of your house where certain items are used daily, like your bathroom and your kitchen. Now, if you plan to make a certain recipe, get your recipe book or card, wherever the recipe is, and check to see what you actually have for it. If you don't have it, put it on the list. If you do have it, just make sure it's not expired or still looks and smells okay to use, like with spices and stuff. Like, usually if it's expired like a month or so, you should be fine with it, like with spices. But if it's several months, yeah, I would just throw it out and get a new one. Can never go wrong just replacing it. Especially since spices tend to, with humidity and stuff getting in them, they tend to cake up and just, yeah. It's also a good idea to bring fabric reusable bags if you have them. They are amazing for heavy items, since plastic ones tend to rip very easily, especially if they're not doubled. Like, if you're getting 2-liter bottles of soda, always double it. Never think that one bag is gonna hold both. Or even if you put your gallon of tea or milk in a bag, double it. It's better safe than sorry. If not, bring a fabric bag. That's even better. Now, another thing I found, the fabric bags are amazing for watermelons, because I don't know about you, but I'm a little on the clumsy side, and I'm always paranoid, like when I get a watermelon, trying to carry it in, and being so freaking paranoid that I'm going to drop it out in the driveway, and just like, oh no, I don't want to drop it, I don't want to drop it, I don't want to drop it. Get one of those fabric reusable bags. They are nice and sturdy for holding a big watermelon. Also, they're good for Christmas shopping for your child. Especially if you have to bring this stuff in the house while they're home. They can't see through those bags like they can the plastic ones. Number 6, park it. If you're not handicapped, don't take those spots, even if it's only for a few minutes. Also, don't double park. It's just common courtesy not to, but unfortunately there are people that do it. Number 7, cart courtesy. if you're not handicapped, injured, elderly, etc., there is no need or reason for you to be riding or playing around on the electric carts, even if it's the middle of the night. Just don't. That is one of my biggest pet peeves, is seeing people messing around on carts, and they're meant for handicapped, elderly, injured, whatever. We need those carts to last, and if you're messing around on them, they're not gonna last. Now, if it's raining and you're not parked far from the building, an optimal courtesy, take the cart back inside so it doesn't get completely soaked. Like, if it's not raining real hard, that is. Especially if it's one of the ones with the plastic seats for kids, because stores usually only have a few of those. And someone else with kids may want to use it. So if you're not that far, just bring it back in, and if it's not raining at least too ridiculously hard. Or like if you have an umbrella. And that way it can get dried off quicker for the next person. Also, don't leave the cart in the middle of the parking lot where it can get bumped by another vehicle, or the wind could blow it, causing it to hit someone else's car. If you don't feel like walking to a cart corral, park next to one. Even if it's a little further away, a little walk ain't gonna hurt you. Number 8. Some common instances. Don't shop in a rush, or you're liable to forget something important, and then have to go back. Or maybe you'll end up having to stop somewhere else, and it just may be more expensive there. Also, don't shop on an empty stomach, because a lot of times that results in buying more food than you actually need, and it just goes to waste. If you're not at least 90% sure you're going to buy something, don't even take it off the shelf. Putting returns away is one of the most tedious jobs of any associate in the store, and there's a lot more important things they could be doing. Most importantly, don't steal. Like Mom always told me, if you can't afford it, you don't need it. Now, if it's food and you're having trouble being able to afford it, that's why there's places to help. Just go to one of them. Even eating fruit in the store is stealing, as most of it has to be weighed on register scales to determine the price. Plus, if it's something like grapes, an apple, cherries, and yes, I find cherry pits all over the place when I'm at work, and that's so annoying. Those fruits are not washed. Who else may have touched that with their germy hands before you put it in your mouth? Not to mention, they put a lot of chemicals and pesticides on those kind of fruits. And I hate to think what that does to your body when you are eating unwashed fruit like that. Just don't do it. Just the thought of that is so, disgusting. Number 9, this is one that I deal with almost every day, and it's from employees more than even customers. Number 9, what's that horrible smell? If your only plans as far as going out for the day are going to the grocery store, there is no need to wear perfume. Just put on some deodorant. That's all you need. Because in most cases, people who do put perfume on tend to smell like they dump it on themselves or bathe in it. For the courtesy of others, this is not necessary. Some people have allergies to strong scents, or, like me, it gives them a headache, or may make them make theirs worse if they already have one. Unless you're trying to land a date at a grocery store, there's no reason to be wearing perfume or cologne. There's just no reason. It's pointless. It's a waste. Also, don't smell like you haven't showered for days. That's equally disgusting. Number 10, and the last one for this video, safety first. Understand that safety in stores is the number one priority, so be sure to watch out for those safety cones, as they may be near a spill and waiting cleanup, or maybe it's an older building and the roof is leaking because it's raining out. In regards to slips, trips, and falls, reports that are made for any incident, whether major or minor, technically don't go against the company, but the store itself. And unfortunately, it may hurt an employee's chance at a decent bonus if the stores receive bonuses. If this is the case, most of these employees that actually have children depend on these bonuses for Christmas shopping money. So please be careful, or you may be ruining some child's Christmas. The best advice I can give on this, especially regarding shopping when it's raining, is to wear comfortable sneakers with a decent grip on the bottom, not high heels or smooth bottom shoes, which can easily cause you to slip and fall, most likely on your butt. Even if you have to, keep a pair in your car for any possible emergency grocery trip in these kind of weather conditions, because you never know what's going to happen. A storm could just pop up out of nowhere, and you just got off work and you have heels on. Oops. Alright, well, I got sneakers. Just switch them on before I get out of the car. Boom. Done. You're good to go, and you won't have to worry about trying to be careful walking. So, that's part 1. Part 2 will be the other 10, and I hope you guys look forward to it.